the Bettermaker bus compressor. An honest audio gear review. Now, I've got the Bettermaker bus compressor down here, and of all the compressors that I have, it's my least favourite. And this is the thing, and it's not because of the sound. Sound-wise, it sounds great. That I can't really fault. In terms of a bus compressor, does it sound like a bus compressor? Yes, it's a bus compressor. Does it sound good? Yes. Does it do everything I want from a bus compressor? Yes. Everything's great about it in that regards. The one problem I find with it is just a little bit too fiddly. It's if you were using just the plugin, which I do believe the plugin should have an update by now in terms of the GUI. The GUI is very old looking. It's quite dated. It needs a good update. What I would suggest, what I would predict will happen in the next couple of years, is there be a Bus Compressor 2 that will come out, much like the mastering limiter version 2, and there'll be an update there, and then they'll literally, Bettermaker seem to, this is one thing I don't like about Bettermaker, is they seem to kind of bring out a new product and then just go, we'll forget about the old product, the version 1, and we just won't bother with updating it or doing anything with it anymore. And if you want anything, you got to buy the new one. That's one thing I don't like about some of the Bettermaker kind of stuff that they do. But in terms of the bus comp, sound-wise, sounds good. I love the sound of it. I can't knock it for its sound. The one thing I can knock it for is it's just a bit too fiddly. That's the one thing. Like if I look at the West Audio bus comps, or the big bus comp down there, or I look at the Dione, everything I can do is all on that faceplate. Everything I can do is there. I can't say the same for the Bettermaker. That's the, and this was the problem I had. I had the Bettermaker mastering compressor, and sound wise, brilliant. Sounded incredible. I really loved how it sounded. It really did sound good. It was just too fiddly. If you were using it with the plugin, if you were using it with a mouse, and again, the plugin just looks like it was built in 2005, that needs an update. If you were using it with the plugin, it's not too bad, because all the features are there within the plugin. When you're on the hardware with the mastering compressor, you had 3 dials and you had to kind of jump between menus and all this different thing. And I didn't like it, and that's not how I want to use a compressor. And it's very much the same with the bus compressor. Now, when it comes to compression, I like to sit on it for a little while and kind of dial in and change some sounds and work out exactly how the compression I want the compressor to sound, which is really enjoyable with every other compressor that I have. The bus comp, I always get the feeling of like, right, I'm going to compress with it. I want to kind of dialing it in, bank to another menu and doing all this, and it's like it's not enjoyable. That's the one thing I'll say with it. You don't sit on that compressor and you're really enjoying yourself darting around. It's like, right, how do I get to to change the knee? Do I press that one and go through this? Now ratio's gone. Where's the ratio gone? Oh, user patch. It's annoying, and this is literally the only thing I can say bad about it, is that the functionality of it's really annoying, and that's the one thing I can say bad. Sound wise, it's good. I can't knock it for its sound. It sounds good. It sounds like a bus comp. It sounds just as good as the West Audio compression. It sounds just as good as the Dione. Just too fiddly to use. Like, I don't even know how to switch. I don't even know, what was it? Can you do dual mono with it? I don't even know if you can switch that on the actual hardware. You could do. You may be able to do it in the plugin. I can't remember. To be honest, I never actually switch it into dual mono. But that's something that's very easy on the West Audio stuff. It's really easy thing to do. I think over time, I would happily just if I'm honest, I would swap the Bettermaker bus compressor for another digitally recallable compressor that was had every feature on it. But like I say, look, this isn't a negative review of the bus comp. It's an honest review. Sound wise, brilliant. Sounds great. Can't knock it for its sound. Functionality and usability, it probably gets like a 4 out of 10. Whereas other units, every other unit that's in this studio would get a 10 out of 10 because everything it can do in the plugin can be done on the front of it. And this is one of the main things when I do a lot of consultancy sessions with hardware companies, and I talk to companies about what's good, what's bad. Don't do this, do this, you've got to do this. And the one thing I always tell all these digitally recallable companies that I ever work with, and companies that are going down the route of doing digital recall, every aspect that's in that plugin has to be on that faceplate, has to be accessible from the front. That's the one thing that's so important. I don't want to use that plugin. All that plugin is useful for is recall and automation. That's all it wants to be used for. I do not want to go to that plugin and start moving stuff with my mouse. I don't want to do that. I want to do everything I can do has to be done off of the hardware. I don't want to ever touch that plugin. It's just for recall purposes and automation and writing automation. That's all it's for. And yeah, I just get with the Bettermaker bus comp. It's just a bit too fiddly in terms of menu diving, and I'm not a fan of menu diving. Sound wise, ridiculously good, great bus comp, just terrible user interface.